Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. Now, I got tired of waiting for Rosemary to show up in the card trader. I don't think the card trader will ever be a decent person to give me the cards that I desire. So I had to go ahead and try RMH without the Rosemary, and it worked pretty well. I mean, I think we're in the cusp of a life point boost meta, my boys. I'm using life point boost A or alpha, which it's gonna give us 1,000 life points at the beginning of the duel. Now what this does is this lets our RMH monsters have their skills, or have their effects from the get-go. So Jasmine is gonna let you normal summon an additional plant type monster on your first turn. Obviously, if you have the fuel spell, you can gain the life points and have that effect, but you can't really rely on drawing into your field spell. You still want to have your piercing with Bergamot and your extra summon with Jasmine. I'm running 3 Garden because it's a really important card in the deck. Letting you gain life points with a Jasmine on the field is going to give you a +1, and that's just so clutch in this Duel Links format where there's barely any cards that give you card advantage. But I'm running 2 Eliminating the League in case I draw into the the extra ones. They're not just dead on the deck. Now the deck would change with Rosemary a little bit. I can't exactly tell you how because I would need to play test, but because I don't have Rosemary to switch my Jasmine into defense mode, I'm running a lot of protection. 2 enemy controllers, 3 Super Rush Headlong, which is also gonna deal with the Hazy Flame that's just going on everywhere. And then I also have the Eliminating the League. Emergency Provisions is really cool because it's a quick play spell, so you can chain this to any of your cards and you'll get the life points. And the cool thing is that you can dodge a Kuribo by attacking, for example, with your Bergamot, get to the battle step, activate your provisions, send a card to the grave, get life points, and then he's gonna get the 1,000 attack and defense boost. So that's really cool. I'm running 1 gigantic Cephalotus just as a placeholder for a Rosemary. it's a plant. It's 1850. 2 Rose Lovers, which is gonna help us get to our Bergamot either by special summon it, or you can always tribute your Jasmine whenever you're done with its effect. But let's go ahead and show you the replays. I played with this for about, I want to say, about a couple hours, and I had some really good duels. It didn't take that long to get to get this replays, but I'm definitely still salty that I don't have Rosemary yet. You guys have any information, please tell me down in the comments what I have to do, what I have to tell the card trader so I can finally get my hands on it. But we're going up against Rex. As you guys know, Rex is just everywhere right now, and I'm using Tea just so I can trick my opponents into thinking I'm running burn or life point cost 0. Obviously they'll see the skill right away, but I want to give them some fear whenever we get matched up. So I kind of missed the play. I'll go ahead and go over it. I summon my Jasmine, activate my Aroma Garden, which is going to give me 500 life points. That's going to boost my monsters by 500 attack and defense until the end of my opponent's turn, and my Jasmine is going to let me draw a card because I gain life points. After that, I use my extra normal summon to summon the Bergamot, and that's where we are right now. We see the Sphere Kuribo, but that's fine because the 2300 defense is gonna stay until he ends his turn. So I activate the field spell again so I can get my 1000 attack and defense boost, which is actually 1500 because of the 500 that I get from the field spell. So he switches his monsters into defense mode, not knowing that I can just pierce right over it since my life points are higher, and I win the game that way. We got a Weeble next. This one was so funny. I think I tilted him pretty good, but you guys will see what happens. Life point boost alpha. Not a great starting hand, but I am going against Weeble, so I'm not worried about him being hyper aggressive. Even if he used the Parasite the Jaden Sick Whistle, I would have been able to tribute the Parasite for my plant. And this is what I was talking about. I went into the battle step, dodging any potential Sphere Karibos, and activated my emergency provisions. I knew the enemy controller was probably not going to be that useful, and I get to pierce him for 2600 right away. So it's a huge advantage. I'm at 6000 life points. We see the lava golem, but I can just play around that by not summoning another monster. Here he activates Massive Morph and then Mask of the Accursed. Look at how beefy my Bergamot is. Because he's in lethal range, I feel confident by going with my Rose Lover right now. I mean, it's a, you know, it'll take me 2 turns to kill him with Rose Lover. If he lava golems, I have 6000 life points, so that's 5 turns for me to figure out a way to defeat this man. And I set my Super Rush, which kind of ends up winning me the game. Mask of the Accursed, instead of going for the lava golem, he goes for the Massive Morph on my Bergamot and tries to suicide the Amazoness Swordswoman. Super Rush comes in clutch, destroys it with its effect, so I don't get any kind of damage, and then he used Scoops out of rage. Whatever, Weevil. Nobody feels sorry for you. Now we got another Rex. I swear every other duel is a Rex matchup in the format we are right now. Going first, I think. Oh no, he goes first, which is good because I don't have a monster that I can summon. I know running 9 monsters is kind of risky, but I really want to see my back row, so I just went with it. I get an extra dot because of Jasmine, and then I can summon my Bergamot with the extra normal summon. And I decide to keep my enemy controller and use it for eliminating the league. Now I'm not sure if people are not familiar yet with you know, Bergamot's effect, but they can just read that it does piercing. I don't understand why they keep setting monsters. No back row. I set my Super Rush, get the extra 1000, and pierce him for 2600. You see the Salamandra go for the banish. I decide to chain my my eliminating the league. I'm really liking eliminating the league. Not only does it destroy a monster, but it gives you information. So now I can see that, you know, his hand is pretty much dead. We have a Sabersaurus, and we have another Salamandra that's gonna go to the grave because of eliminating the league's effect. And then Scoop Face activated. Very quick replays, man. Be faster if I didn't stop him, right? We got a Pegasus. Oh, this was a long duel, man. He he switched out his strategies pretty quickly. But anyway, you got the life point boost. Nothing I can summon, but I do have my eliminating the league. Now this might have been slightly premature, but the value that I was getting by looking at his entire hand, he hadn't set any cards at this point, so I go ahead and activate my eliminating the league right away. And look at that hand. Actually, you couldn't look at it. Sphere Karibo, DD Warrior, I believe there was a Sonic Bird and a Black Illusion Ritual. You guys can rewind that and see if I was right, but I think that's what it was. So I activate my Garden, draw an extra card, go ahead and tribute. We're gonna force this Sphere Karibo, and that's okay. I was just hoping that he wouldn't draw into his Relinquish just yet. Pick up another Jasmine, and because he set this card, I knew that it was more than likely the DD Warrior. If he had, you know, if he wanted to use the Sonic Bird, he would have summoned that to get a search and thin the deck out. So I was okay with piercing him for 2900 after the 1000 attack boost. And then I pick up a Super Rush, so that's gonna help me protect my Jasmine. Although he uses his enemy controller to save, you know, the last bit of his life points. And that's fine with me. Now my Jasmine is in defense mode. Even if he were to Black Illusion Ritual right now, he's not getting a ton of attack. I have 6000 life points. I'm in a pretty safe position. And now I'm just drawing every turn. I pick up eliminating the league. So now I have a way to protect myself from Relinquished. It's very important that when you have something like enemy controller or eliminating the league, for for your relinquish that you have your toggle on. Otherwise, relinquish is going to be able to activate its effect. You can still destroy it, but because it's going to be equipping your monster is going to get destroyed as well. So you want to keep your toggle on. That way you can activate your card on the special summon and not on the relinquished effect. I guess I'll leave the animation. It sounds gross, man. It's like straight out of a Resident Evil video game. Anyway, I flip over my Eliminate in the League, destroy the relinquish, and I see that he has another Black Illusion Ritual in hand. Pick up a Super Rush, and here I'm just trying to draw into my other two Bergamots. So his strategy switches to decking me out. That's why you don't see him attacking, you don't see him trying to make any moves. And I'm completely fine with that. I'm just trying to see my Bergamot. I finally pick it up, tribute my Rose Lover that he didn't bother to attack. Like I mentioned, he was playing very defensively at this point. He's trying to deck me out. We force the Sphere Kribo, which is a good thing. And I wasn't too worried about him, you know, getting the Bergamot right here. It wasn't going to be able to get over the 2400. Wait, why is it 20? Oh yeah. Yeah, it wasn't going to be able to get over the 2400 defense that I had. But it summons it in defense mode. He's definitely trying to deck me out at this point. So, you know, I'm hoping to get another Bergamot. Now I have a Rose Lover on the graveyard. So if this is a trap card, I don't have to worry about it. That was basically my plan. I keep drawing and I just don't see it, man. It literally takes me drawing my entire deck. And he also said discard. But the play is really cool. I had two ways to go about winning this duel. Activate my Rose Lover, summon the Bergamot. He econ takes immediately, which is completely fine. I have my own econ take, so I summon the Rose Lover. Econ take for my Bergamot. Activate emergency provisions. Now this is one way I could have won, which is the way I end up winning. Attacking the Senju. Oh, prismatic, by the way. Attacking the Senju, and you know, even with the Wall of Disruption, he can't stop me because of Rose Lover. But had he stopped this attack with like a Sphere Kribo or something like that, I could still ram myself into the relinquish. Because he has a monster equipped, I would have taken 1200 damage, he would have taken 1200 damage, and then I would have won the game that way. There we go. Wait, actually, I'm totally wrong about that. Never mind. I was thinking the relinquished effect completely wrong. So actually, looking back at that replay, had he had the other Sphere Kribo, I would have lost that duel. I don't know what I was thinking, but before you comment, I got it. I got my mistake. That only happens when you attack with relinquish, not when relinquish is attacked. Anyway, for our last duel, we got a 22 card Nemer. I don't have my field spell, so there's no point in, you know, normal summoning my Jasmine. We see the Windstorm, and then Muslim of the Emperor sets a monster by paying 2000 life points. I wasn't sure what I was going up against. I don't know if this was, I was thinking it was some sort of variant of the, you know, the Sujin burn that you normally see with 3-star demotion. So I decided to attack, and here I was trying to go for game. I wanted to activate my my emergency provisions, get him to 3400 attack, and hope that, you know, this had 1400 defense or less. But he ends up having a mirror wall, so I don't activate my my provisions. Hit him for 1100. I see the creator, so I immediately have to econ take. Otherwise he would have 80 changer into Sacred Soldier or something like that. Activate my Super Rush to destroy the creator. Chain my provisions so I could get up to 3400 and get in there for that extra bonus for the 3000 damage to the face. But that's gonna be it for the video. I'm having a lot of fun with this deck. I think it's really cool. I think Aura Mage could definitely do some damage. I don't know what the deck is gonna look like if I ever get Rosemary, but this was a good starting point, and I had a lot of fun with it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And till next time.